Wrestling fans, welcome to a special edition of Strong Style. I'm your host, Jeremy the Impact York. Joining me at this time, he is uh, a really good friend of a really good friend of the show, Skrilla the Great. He is Josh Fields. And Josh, we got you on because we want to talk about Next Level Championship Wrestling and your debut event coming up this weekend. So, first off, how are you? And second off, kind of how did this all come about?
Busy, busy, busy is how I am right now. This all came about. I was with IWE for 5 years. Decided to take a break. Looked at my wife and said, when we start, because we've been talking about this for probably 2 years now,
Hmm.
and really didn't have the time. Really didn't. Things didn't work out. But then, took a little break and decided, I'm gonna take a shot at this. We're gonna run we were supposed to run beginning last month, but had an issue with the venue that was not our control. But yeah, we're gonna run February to December, and look forward to having a blast.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And we'll get into the card in a second because it is absolutely stacked. It's an unbelievable amount of talent that is on there. But I want everybody to kind of. You talked a little bit about being with IWE. Kind of where is the origins of you being a wrestling fan? Like how far back does that go? Because I know for me, I probably 6 months old is probably the first time I saw a match on TV, and it has been all downhill since then.
So I'm gonna make myself feel real old right now. So the earliest that I can remember watching wrestling was probably 4 or 5 years old. So that would have been, well, actually, it was 6 years old because that would have been right when the Hulkamania era took over in WWE. So there you go. Yeah, so yeah, I got to live through it as a youngin. But yeah, so probably 6 years old. Always been a fan. Oh, I went through my eras where I did not watch wrestling. I was
Hmm.
like, nah, you get that burnout stage. But yeah,
Yeah.
so here I am. I'm living my 6 year old dream, right? That's what I tell everybody is like, this is if I would go back and tell 6 year old me like, hey, you're gonna be you're gonna run a wrestling promotion, he would have been like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So that's
Absolutely.
basically what it is, just chasing that dream.
Absolutely. I have a lot of those fun moments too where you just kind of take a step back and just look at where you're at and go, wow, 8-year-old me would never believe that you'd be standing where you're standing and that you're actually
Yep.
going to be standing even bigger place later.
Yep. It's wild. So yeah, I've already got the goosebumps and the old stomach feeling and all that. So I'm very excited.
That's awesome. All right, let's talk a little bit about this card. I'm going to try not to leave anything off because I know there are uh or is there a match on the card that you think could be a little more special than the others, or one you gravitate to, or you think they're gonna all equally just really
Man,
kick
I
it?
think, yeah, I mean, I'm not even giving like a politically correct answer because I'm not politically correct. So, nah, man, it's stacked from top from show opener to closer. I mean, it's stacked. I mean, the talent that Ace Haven has put together for this card is
Yeah,
extremely, extremely deep, and I mean, where else can you go for $10 on a Saturday night? Or heck, you can bring you and your kids for $20,
yeah,
and come out and enjoy the show. So, fan friendly. Um, yes, there is a bar in the Legion, so that there is alcohol served, but it's not by us. But you can buy alcohol on premise. But as far as you know. There's nowhere on Saturday night you can go for the entertainment value for the dollar value. So there you go. There's my sales pitch.
Hey, there you go. And I was going to mention that too later on as well. I'm glad you brought it up. Not only is it either $10 a person, or as you said, you can get that family 4 pack for $20. Uh, you can't go to McDonald's for $20 and take your family. One person is now $20 to be there. So that's a
Oh,
ridiculous
exactly.
deal. Let's talk about a little bit of this card. I'll start with I'll start with the singles matches because it just gets wilder the more people are involved. You got Kelly Clark and Rico Gonzalez. Those two, for people who are not very familiar with them, you definitely want to familiarize yourself with Rico and Kelly. Those two are going to tear it up. Uh, you know, is that are you familiar with them, or is this more Ace bringing in a lot of these guys?
Ace bringing in. I'm familiar with a lot of these guys because I have watched so much wrestling in
Hmm.
the last 6 years. It would be on. You have no idea, but I am very familiar with Rico and Kelly, and I can tell you right now, you you hold on tight because they're
Hmm.
when the bell rings, it's gonna be nonstop till 1, 2, 3. So it's gonna be a great match.
Well, I mean, the write up that I'm looking at it right here, where it says Will Clark energy outshine Gonzalez's grit. I was like, those are the absolute words I would use to describe these guys. Rico just no matter how many times he gets hit, he keeps coming back at you. It's hard to get him out of your way. And gosh, Kelly Clark from bell to bell is just a fireball of energy. You can feel it throughout the crowd. So this one is going to really get the crowd into it, I think.
I completely agree.
Uh, a matchup that I really like because I got to meet a couple of these guys at the Georgia Wrestling Awards, which it was fun for me to go to something like that, not just because I got to present something, but unexpectedly present something, but I got to meet a lot of the names and the faces that I haven't gotten to meet in person, and getting to see I got to meet I believe Rob Killjoy was there, or got to talk with him a little bit. He's going to take on Seth Delay and Duncan Mitchell. And my goodness, if you even know one of these three folks, they are gonna, you probably want to start nailing down the furniture because these three are going to tear up everything in their wake.
Well, that's the plan. Let's hope so.
Absolutely, they're not just one of those destructive style fighters or something like that. I'm not saying it's that. It's these guys are so cerebral in their attacks, and the fact that they're going to have three of them all together like that. Uh, this matchup would be one that I would pencil to possibly steal the entire night.
I could agree. There's a couple on here that I'm interested to see, but we'll get there.
Yeah, and I'm purposely staying away from a couple of them till the end for obvious reasons. But two tag teams that actually I am not familiar with. I had to do a little digging to look into them a little bit. You were going to get the Northside Heroes against Concealed Syndicate. But from everything I gained and the people I reached out to, these are two young, hungry tag teams that want to put everybody else on notice.
Yep. So what this basically is you're gonna have 4 hungry guys gonna beat the hell out of each other from bell to bell, and they. I mean, I don't know. I mean, as hungry as these guys are, I don't know what's gonna put one or the other guy down, but it's gonna be fun to find out. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Zach Mosley and Cody Wyndham, that's going to be your classic battle. I have seen Zach Mosley wrestle a couple times last year, including actually against Skrilla, who is also on your card. And that was beyond great match. The fun part about that one was I happened to be sitting next to Zach's aunt, aunt and uncle or something like that. So actually, my first taste of Skrilla the Great and Zach Mosley was when the action spilled out of the ring and into my lap because I was sitting next to them.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, Zach is gonna be Zach, so it should be a be an entertaining match. Yeah, I mean another one is yeah. Good luck trying to call the winner of this one.
Yeah, and Chase Emery taking his shot against Hakeem Young, who has kind of formally been christened as kind of the next big thing in Georgia wrestling. And I said I got to uh, unexpectedly give out an award at the Georgia Wrestling Show. Well, it was for Match of the Year, and for people who I kept the card. I don't know if I was supposed to give it to him, but there's Hakeem Young right there. He was part of Match of the Year last year, and any match you see with him has a chance to be match of the year. So I know Chase Emery is going to try to equal what Michael Walker did with him. But anytime Akeem Young is in the ring, you have to watch it.
So you have the best young and up and coming talent in the Carolinas versus the what's considered the best up and coming talent in the state of Georgia.
Yep.
And once again, you get to see all this, and we're not even done for $10.
Yeah. I haven't even told you about the three biggest matches, at least in my opinion, on this card. I'm going to go next to another guy I'm familiar with because, well, once again, not only have I known him for many years, but I got to grace his presence and be at his table for that award show. Murder One with the Dark City Violence connection, him and Joe Black. I'm glad I met Joe Black when he was in a good mood. I've seen him in the ring, and you don't want to see him when he's in a bad mood. But they're going to take on All Star Special, and that's another one where if you were in the first couple rows, be prepared. One or all four of these guys may be using your chair to their advantage.
It is very, very possible. And they actually might let you hit somebody with a chair. Who knows at this point? So yeah,
It is
but
very possible.
I have to pay insurance premiums for a reason. So
Part of it, look, I can say that because I'm at a safe distance from him. Part of that has to do with Murder One, and I love the guy to death. But there's a reason why I always try to stay on his side of whatever is going on.
I can completely understand that.
And then a match I am really looking forward to because this just proves how many hours of wrestling I watch a week. It's close to 14 of actual television wrestling. That's yeah, it's how
I
I
feel you.
really don't sleep apparently. Um, from Women of Wrestling, from the WoW superheroes, we're going to get Sandy Shore and we're going to get Penelope Pink. Now, Sandy Shore is a great worker and I enjoy her work, but I am not afraid to say that I am a follower of Penelope Pink and not in some weird stalker way. She knows her way around a wrestling ring. And the fact that she's going from coast to coast to be on this card, I think just speaks to, I think they see this as a big opportunity as well.
Absolutely. So we Ace has worked in agreement with WoW for the first couple of shows that we're actually it's going to be you're going to see WoW on the indie circuit. So and that's not something they do often. So
No.
you know, as far as it being our debut show, and once again, our goal was to be completely different than everybody else, and I you would have to look very, very hard to see these matches ever happen in Georgia. So once again, a first time event for how much? $10.
$10. Just $10. And now, whether it's the main event or not, uh,
Oh,
obviously have to
don't
talk
tell him this. He'll get a big head, and I'll have to. He'll be wanting all kinds of special, benefits. He wanting, he might actually want me to pay him this time, but that's a
he
joke.
might. He might. But hey, if he asks for nothing but blue M&Ms, give him all the brown ones.
Gotcha. Handled.
But the match we are talking about, of course, involves our mutual friend and how we actually got talking. And it is a triple threat. It is Trevor Eon, who I got to meet. Fantastic gentleman. Once again, glad to be on the right side of him. And another young kid that is up and coming and really just putting the hammer down on Georgia wrestling, the Kenway, big strong kid. Uh, I gladly gave up my seat so that he could sit with the rest of his group because I didn't want to find out if I said no what was going to happen. But those two are going to face off against Skrilla the Great. If you don't know who Skrilla the Great is in the state of Georgia, then you must be either new to Georgia or you've been under a rock for about 3 or 4 years because he was the 2023 Georgia Wrestler of the Year. He's been tearing it up. He's got a resume that is longer than most gangsters' rap sheets, and he's actually gotten back into music. So it wouldn't surprise me if he tried to perform a song on the way to the ring.
Well, haven't that would be interesting. But this, like you say, the Kenway, he's a, well, another one of those up and coming guys.
Yeah.
Uh, Trevor's going to put on a show, and Skrilla's going to perform.
Oh yeah.
Skrilla's going, Skrilla's going to be Skrilla.
Always. That's one of the things I always ask anybody around me is just be you 100% of the time. Skrilla the Great is Skrilla the Great 1,000% of the time. And those guys
Absolutely.
are going to look and they'll say, okay, here's this big high profile guy. He's faced some big names. He's beaten some big names. If you're the Kenway, you go, well, I need to knock him off the mountain because I want that mountain. And if you're Trevor
Yep.
Eon, you go, I need you both out of the way because this is my mountain. So all three of them are going for the same patch of grass there, and I can't wait to see who ends up with it.
Yes, sir. It's gonna be a great night. I mean, absolutely loaded card. I mean, there's not. I mean, have fun trying to poke a hole in this one.
Well, and plus, it's been years since I've seen Ace or Amy, and looks like Amy Haven's going to be a part of it as well. So, I mean, no matter how she's involved, she makes any card better. So, this event is just loaded. Once again, it's just 10 ducats, guys. It's 10 of your favorite Washingtons in your pocket, or I guess digital currency or whatever people actually use now. Nobody really carries cash, but for
Yeah.
$10 or for 20 if you bring your family, I mean that you can't beat this. And where's it taking place again?
It's got the American Legion on Post 63 on 90 Millage Road in Augusta, Georgia. Um, Very easy to find. Parking is in the back. The Hopefully it'll be slap packed, and you will have to park down the road. But the doors open at 6:30. Bell time is 7 p.m.
Wow.
And you can buy your tickets at nextlevelaugusta.com, or you can purchase them at the door.
There you go. I don't think you can beat that. And as a avid wrestling fan who goes to a ton of shows, not as many as I used to, but I appreciate the early bell time because too many of these people now they don't realize how far some people will travel for their show, and they'll do an 8 or 8:30 bell time, even on a Friday or a Saturday. And you're like, well, now you're talking about midnight, and some of these people are going to drive 2 hours to get home. So
Our
the
show
7 o'clock. Go
will
ahead.
it 7 o'clock. Yeah, I mean, it's 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock. We're there 2 hours in and out, and we'll see you in March.
Absolutely, I don't think you can beat that. And I was going to ask if you had any. Well, yeah, we'll go with that. What would be your message to the fans out there about why they should check this out?
You know the building if you're an Augusta fan. It's Valentine's Day is the 14th, not the 15th, so you do all your stuff. I am running a special. If you bring your wife, she's $10. If you bring your girlfriend, she's free. And whoever wins the match will be on the next show. So there you go. There's my
You got it.
Valentine's Day special for you. But
There you
no,
go.
I mean, it's going to be a fun atmosphere. Yes, you can bring your kids. I know that there's going to be a bar there, but everybody is on their best behavior. The Richmond County
Mhm.
Sheriff's Department makes sure of that. So once again, come out, have a good time, bring all your buddies, make it a good Saturday night, And once again, like I said, 4 tickets for $20, $10 general admission, $20 for VIP, $20 also guarantees you a front row seat and autographs, and the rest of the seats are going to be first come, first serve. So be there at 6:30, and so you can get the best seat in the house.
See, there you go, fans. That right there, you and three of your best friends are going to have a fantastic night. You're going to see some of the best wrestlers between the Carolinas and Georgia, and you're going to get to see a really cool venue. And you're going to get to meet Josh. He's going to be walking around. Now you know what he looks like. You can go, hey, I saw that guy on that show.
There you go.
Well, Josh, it has been fantastic having you on tonight. Um, like I said, I wish I could make this, but unfortunately, I had a conflict where I will not be able to. But I will be watching and cheering from afar. Wish you guys all the best with this show. I know I will be getting a rundown from one particular person on how it went. And other than that, I will let you back to your evening. And once again, wish you the best.
Absolutely. I appreciate you having me on.